Hi everybody, this is Sunny from Sunny Side Up Journals, and today I'm going to be working on pre-decorating pages of my journal. I am now in the middle of my second signature in my 2-signature journal, which means that I am in the last quarter. Does that make sense? 2 signatures, and I'm halfway through the second one. So I actually got a lot of journaling done in the last, I think it was several days ago. I did like this many pages. Like I did all of these. I'll do like a little sneak peek. I'm going to do a proper flip through once I am done with this part. Or maybe I'll just wait until I'm done with this entire journal. We'll see. We'll see how long it takes. But I got all those pages done, written in, pictures printed out, put in there, lots of stuff that I wanted to remember about the last week. So those are done, and now we are on to this part. So just to give a preview of the pages that I'm going to be working on, this is sulfite paper, I think. It feels kind of sulfitey. Maybe not. Maybe it's just regular computer paper. And then there's this like little surprise cat that is glued on there because there was a tear, and so I just wanted to cover it. Or maybe there wasn't. I don't know why. And then there's this paper that I'm happy I put it in, but it is a big nuisance because it's so thin. This is the stuff that they wrap products in before they ship it. So it's like a filler, and it's very light. And I've been using it to glue stuff on top of it because it's so, or like, just put something here to give it a little bit of weight and stability because it's so flimsy. And when you paint on it, it just, it just like, I feel like the paper will disintegrate. So I haven't been doing much with these sheets, but we'll see. My plan is to talk through my process in this video. I don't do that for all my videos, but I know that I would have appreciated it hearing other people, and I do appreciate it when other people talk through their process. So that's what I'm going to be doing. This is from a paper bag. Many of you might recognize this as a Paper Source bag. So it's got that. It's thick because it holds merchandise, but it's also coated a little bit on one side, so it's a little hard to work with, but I'm up for the challenge. This is, again, I think just regular paper, like computer paper, or is it sulfite? I can never tell. Newspaper, like so comic, so again, very light. There is a Sudoku here. I might leave that so I can actually do the puzzle. We'll see. This is Tomo River paper. Many of you are probably familiar with it. Super, super buttery, surprisingly good at withstanding watercolor, but it does tend to ghost. And then this is from a shopping bag, I believe, or like a very, very thin one. I have a sticker here from Loveland's Life. Here's more Tomo River, more sulfite comic, and then this is good watercolor paper. And then I don't think I'm going to get all the way here, but this is kind of a fun little flap that has a pocket, that also on the other side has a pocket, and then this also flaps open. So I think I'm going to focus more on these pages. This looks like it's been painted, but it's not. Well, it has, but it's actually just bleed through from this side. And I think I'm just gonna leave it. I think I kind of like that sort of the ghosting or the bleed through of the watercolor. I think I'm gonna leave that as is. I'm not gonna add more paint to it, but I am going to obviously decorate it more because I don't leave things alone. So I think we'll get started, and I have my trusty brush. The one, by the way, that you might see me using 99% of the time is this one. It's a silver black velvet, and it's in size 8. It's a little smaller than I think I need, but it allows me to do some more detailed stuff too. So I don't know, I like this size. To me, this is like a paintbrush size paintbrush. Does that make sense? Like when I hold a Posca marker, I'm like, this is a large marker. Whereas when I hold like a Crayola marker, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a marker size marker. It's all about expectation, isn't it? All right, so I'm gonna reflect, or I mirror, I guess I'll say, the color of this cat, which I cut out of a vintage children's book full of limericks. Yes, I kid you not, it is a book of children's limericks about animals. And it's cute, but it's also like old, so it's got some questionable things in it that I don't necessarily want my kids to pick up and read. Nothing bad, but it's like, you know, we've made progress in the last, 50 years. Things we don't put in children's books. All right, so I'm gonna do that. And now this cat looks like it's surprised that there is paint on the paper. Okay, I'm gonna just move on. It's a little wet, but it's actually not running, so I'm going to move on. See how it bled onto that paper? C'est la vie. All right, so I'm just gonna then use the same colors. I'm sort of using this sort of goldenrod, and I'm also going to use that green again, so that if it bleeds through, you know what, it just looks like the same color. Oop. Something was in that paint that, oh, there's like a little speck of paint in there. Okay. Okay, and then this is where the cat was on the other side. Okay. All right. Well, look, it looks wonky, but we'll deal with it. I'm not even gonna paint on this one because it's too thin. I'm going to, while this is drying, let me find something to put here. What would be good there? I've been using postcards, so that could go there. I also have these little cards of sheep on them from a farm that I bought some stuff from, so I could put that there. Or I could just put a piece of fodder, just like thicken the paper up a little bit. I feel like because these are small, they will end up like sort of weighing down the paper. So I would love to put these down someplace, but maybe not there. Here, you can see my stash. I don't know why I'm hiding it off camera. So I have this picture of a hedgehog I can put in there. What do you think of that? Hey, why not? We got the cat already. Let's throw a hedgehog in there. Oh, sure. There's nothing on the back anyway, so there's nothing that I would be covering up. And this way, this flimsy sheet of paper, which I'm so glad I used, it's good to experiment, but it will have some heft to it so that the page won't just like crumple when I close my book, when I close my journal. Okay, this is glossy. I'm afraid that my Yoo-Hoo glue stick is not going to stick to it, but I'd rather try this first and then go in with my really wet fabric glue. Do I want him like this? No, I want it to be outward like that. That's better for me. Okay, Hedgehog, are you going to stick? Oh yeah, that's fine. And then what's cool is that on this side, I could draw or paint directly on here and it won't bleed through all the way to this because there is this glossy postcard in the way. Okay. And then what I'm going to do about that side. I don't think that I'm going to just paint over it. I have this Christmas one, but I want to save that for actual Christmas time. Let's see. Want to look with me? What could I put in there? This is a little fodder pack that I got from Tiffany Sharp. This is postcard from Loveland's Life, our shop. What do I want to put in? This is a piece of fodder that I made. No, it just feels weird. What do we want to do? You know what? In my cart, my journal cart, I just have like this whole mess of stuff that just my family now knows that like when they find something of mine that's papery, they just put it in or on my cart, and I can't tell if I'm happy about that or annoyed by that because I appreciate that they know that those things are important to me, like if they see a handwritten note or something like that, but also like they're not putting it in the place where I want it, and so I'm finding all this like trash in my cart. Not trash, because this, you know, I obviously would have wanted to keep this, but still I'm like, oh, come on, man. Okay, that's an old like to-do list from a while back, so that's nice, like that's taken care of. Okay, other fodder, let's see. I have this yarn tent that I wanted to attach somewhere, but maybe not in its entirety. Let's get the little pictures of the sheepies. We're gonna have one that is dedicated to, yeah, how about if we, okay, so we got the cat, we got the hedgehog, and now we have sheep, right? How about a sheep there and a sheep here? What do you think? Or like maybe I can put one on each side like this and then have them flip open? Do I want that? It's not like I would, oh sure. No, I don't think I want them to flip open. Okay. I think I'm just gonna staple them back to back on this little card. Try to match it up. Ready? Sorry about the noise. Oh, I sort of missed. There, okay. Well, you know, folks, that's a junk journal. Okay, and then I'm going to put a little bit of, what color do I want to put here? Like maybe like bluish, or maybe this color here. Ooh, okay. And I can write all along the sides of this. It's not like I've wasted this page, you know. I can write all along the side and then probably all around there too. Yeah, I'm not going to paint on this one though because there's already color and decorative stuff on it. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do, oh, I got paint here. That's okay, that's fine. me just intentionally blot the paint on there, and that will look really cool. There. Okay, now we're on to this page. I think what I'm going to do is I haven't used this purple in a while. Let's get some purple down. So one of the things I really like about this junk journal is that every page is completely different. I'm not talking about what I put on it. I'm talking about like the paper itself is different on every page. And when I first started journaling in this manner, you know, just sort of turning my journals into not just written journals, but also art and memory keeping and saving ephemera and things like that, I would use purchased journals, which I still plan on going back to. I like those too. And what's nice about those is that every page is the same size, and every sheet of paper in the book is the same type of paper. And so you start working in it and you get a sense of what it does to watercolor, how it takes paint marker, how it takes acrylic, and you can sort of learn as you go. This journal that I built, which I'm very proud of, poses a different sort of challenge because every sheet is different, most of which was never intended to be painted on or you know, turned into a page, like packing material, grocery bags, things like that, because I built it all out of stuff that was around the house, and all things that probably would have ended up in the trash or the recycling. All the pages are different sizes. And so sometimes I have these massive pages to cover, and then sometimes I have something like this, which is just like itty bitty. I have really enjoyed that challenge. I think my next journal, when I'm finished with this, I will go to a commercial one and then come back to another one that's junky and hand built like this, just to give myself a little variety as I go. I kind of like this here. I don't know how, but I'm going to incorporate this here. So I'm just gonna leave that in there. And this is what I mean, like, I would know by now that if I paint on such and such paper in a notebook, and I would also never choose a journal, a commercial journal, that would do this. This would drive me nuts. But because I made this journal and I only have myself to blame, this is fine. Like, I will work with that. And it just helps me to let go of what I probably would have been very bothered by in the past. And now I'm just like, meh, you know, if this is what happened on the other side because I chose to paint very wetly on one side, then so be it. Because why does it matter if paint bled through to the other side, you know? Nothing happens. No one's going to get in trouble, or I'm not going to owe tons of money, or like my safety is not threatened. There's nothing wrong. And it kind of looks cool. And I'm the only barrier to it, right? So that's me working through it. Maybe you don't have trouble with this, but it's something that it took me so long to learn. So I just kind of, I think it's important for me to remind myself of that, like, you know what? I'm okay with it. Meh, it's wonky. It is what it is. This comic, I don't really care about it. This Sudoku I care about, but here I don't care about this very much. So I think I'm going to cover it. I love this piece of fodder that I made. It's out of it's like a draft of a paper that I was reviewing, and it's done, so I foddered over it. I painted on it. I think I did some jelly printing, and then I did ink splatters. This ink is, I happen to have it in front of me, the Dollar Brownie Orange Fluorescent. Oh, that's French. A fluorescent orange. Okay. Acrylic ink. Okay. And it's glorious because it's shiny too on top of it, because it's acrylic and it's like water resistant, right? Okay, so I put that down. I'm gonna do something to this, but that's later me's problem. Okay, where did I say I was gonna go to? Did I say I was gonna stop like here? Okay, so I'm gonna keep going. This is Tomo River. I do know that Tomo River can withstand some watercolor, so I'm just going to enjoy that while I have it. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just blotting at this point, and then I'm going to, I don't know. Ooh, should I do this like, make it sort of like these are flowers? That's kind of fun. It's a nice thing about this brush too is that it really has a nice point. And so I can do both. I can cover larger spaces and do a pretty decent wash, but I can also do these like little things like that. Okay. And that kind of suggests a field of flowers. I think I'm just going to do broader, thicker leaves down here. Cool. I don't know if I can write on that now, but you know what? Maybe I'm done with that page. Maybe that's just the way it is. Okay, I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to dry some of the watercolor. Some of these pages are still wet, so I'm going to dry those off camera and then we will continue on. Okay, welcome back. So now my watercolor pages are dry, dry-ish. Yes, okay. I dried this, and I dried this a little bit more. This was okay. I also went ahead and painted the back of this, and you didn't miss much. I just went and then dried it. And then I did this with two colors, just navy, pink, and then dried it. Okay, just to have that done. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this sort of the last page that I'm going to pre-decorate today, because I do want to make sure I talk through sort of my other processes. So what I do at this point is I sort of have already laid down the foundation and color schemes, right? This is going to be like a purpley pink situation. This is done. This is pretty much done. This is going to be like a greenish gold, goldenrod sort of situation. And this is also pink and purple and blue. Generally, I try to pick some pieces from my Fodder basket that kind of go along with it. And then I pick accent pieces that go in the completely opposite direction. So this would go with this page pretty nicely. I forgot where I put this, or where I was going to put it. Oh, I like that for some reason. Okay, I'm actually going to leave that there. And then, you know, I have little pieces in here in my Fodder. Oh yeah, I wanted to get this in there somewhere, but I also don't want to use the whole tag. It's a little ratty. I think I'm gonna just cut around the label. This is Palmer Yarn Company, everybody. Kimberly dyes some beautiful yarn if you want to check that out. Her shop is on Etsy. Palmer. So where do I want this thing? I said I was gonna have it with the sheet, but I, you know, planned poorly and did not leave enough room for the sheet. What if I made it a tag? Sure, I'm gonna make that a tag. This is nice and sturdy enough that I think I can turn it into a tag. And instead of sitting there trying to glue it, I'm just gonna staple it with my fancy gold stapler. Tag. Done. Okay, got that in there. What else? This is fun, maybe a little too fun. Let's see, okay. Fodder basket is not inspiring me. I'm gonna get out my folder, which has grown from just printables. You can see the printables that I've started cutting into, but I've also tucked in more fodder, pieces of paper that, oh, here's that little guy again, that hedgehog. I have some birds. Should we add some birds? Sure. I have this sheet of fodder that could be fun somewhere. What do you think? Could that go somewhere? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not feeling it. We could find a place for that, right? Okay. What do you think? Could we find a place for this? Yeah. Let's try. Oh, I love this thing, but like it's so busy, isn't it? I just went a little too wild on that jelly printing session, and I don't regret it, but it's harder to use those pieces because it's so bright and 4 different colors. Okay, the rest of this is printables. So I'm going to put that aside. And I already have a pile that I've just thrown on here. And we're gonna take a look at them, okay? So where does this wanna go? And what I do, I don't think too hard. I just say, where do you wanna go? Literally sometimes asking the question to the paper, and this just really wants to go here. Okay. And I don't think about it. See how I just kind of went for it? I said, okay, you want to go there? You can go there. Would you like to go somewhere too? Do you want to go right here? Sure. It just seems to fit, right? Because it's got that sort of greenish tint to it, but it also has gold stamped on. Okay, so you can go right there. Where do you want to go? Certainly not on the hedgehog. No, not there. Nah, not really. Maybe here. Is there a better place for you? I wanted that to go there. Do you want to go here or here? I'm not finding a place for this. I'm gonna put it aside. Maybe it'll come back to me. This paper. I think I want you to live on this page. I'm just going to rip, and I'm going to put that there. Cool. Have you ever heard of stream of consciousness writing? It's something that I was taught in, I don't know, maybe high school when we were studying Faulkner's writing, which I didn't like. But I like the concept of it, of just sort of going with the flow, not thinking, not really pausing, just kind of going by pure instinct. And that is something that I really try to access when I am at this stage of journaling, is to really not pause and overthink. Ooh, okay, yeah. And just go with pure instinct because there is a lot of other stuff in life that does need to be thought through very carefully. Maybe it's big decisions about finances or health or job or, you know, family, things like that, that are very heavy and do, of course, require a lot of thought and careful planning. This is one realm of life for me. My journal is not a place for me to do that. It's a place for me to just play. You know how when you were a kid, this is how it was for me. You just get an idea, a whim, and you don't think about it. You just go for it. I miss that. Do you miss that? Just being able to be like, I feel like doing X, Y, and Z. So then you just go and do X, Y, and Z. And, you know, you make sure that it's okay with your family or who, you know, you're grown up. But beyond that, I just went out and did whatever I wanted, you know, build a fort with sticks, and then I would go and see if so-and-so's available to play, and if they were, great, join me, let's go dig a hole over here. And I don't know, just the carefreeness of that time of life, I have such nostalgia for. And I think that with busy adult lives, that becomes less and less doable. But here in my little space, in my little playground, I'm allowed to make a spur of the moment decision, and I don't even need to justify it. I say, this feels good right here. This piece just looks right to me right now in the moment, so I'm just gonna go with it. And I don't know if you can sense it, but I'm having a blast. Like, this is so much fun. I'm not planning or, you know, agonizing over decisions. I'm just kind of going for it. And you have to, like, look, this doesn't come naturally or easy for me at least. Maybe it does for you, to just be like, who cares? It's fine. Just go with the flow. That's not who I am. If you know me, I think you would know that you would be like, oh yeah, that's not her. But you know, everything takes practice, and attitudes of the mind also take practice. And so I am practicing being spontaneous and carefree and really just listening to my instincts. Okay. Now I feel like I have glued down enough stuff. No, I don't. I want something here, but I don't want this purple. Okay. If I don't want the purple, I'll find something else to go here. No, that's like the same color. No. Sure. Oh, sure. So I'm just gonna glue that down, and then I'm gonna glue this down, and then I'm going to stamp this on top of it. What do you think that would look like? I guess we'll just try. Cool. I like it. Do you like it? It's fun, right? Okay. While I have some ink left on this stamp, I'm just gonna stamp it across that because, you know, why not? Okay, there we go. I don't waste, I should say. I don't waste ink. I try not to waste ink. Here's my favorite dot stamp, everybody. This is the one that I love. Okay, I'm gonna put this here in the corner because I love it. I'm gonna put it here in this corner because I love it. Maybe the cat is surprised at how much I love this dot stamp. Okay. Oops. Turn it around. Corner. Okay, good. All right. See how that just, I don't know. I just sort of messied it up. Very little thinking, but I just kind of went with it. This is the stuff I do that I think does, for me, you know, it took a lot of practice to just be like, let go and play. So please don't think this is like easy breezy for me, or has always been easy breezy. It is now. Here's another thing. I bought these new Stabilo Woodies. I've only had the black and the white before, but I got these 3 new ones. This is pink. This is like a very, very pale pink. Does it have a name? Do you have a name, little one? Okay, it's got a number. It's 880. So there's that. This is gold. Oh, they're all 880. Okay, so this is 880, 355, and this is 810. This is apparently gold. I don't know if it'll actually be gold or it'll just be like gold colored, you know, like, that's fun. And then 470. Stabilo Woodies, if you haven't used these before, I think a lot of people have them, and they're quite affordable. Is that these are like crayons, but they're also watercolors, so you can dip them in water and they become kind of like a watercolor pencil, and they can also be like a color pencil. I think those are the three in one thing here. So if I dip it in water and okay, all right, that's pretty gold. You know how sometimes things will say that it's gold and it's actually just like a yellowish color. It's not actually gold. This has a bit of a shimmer in it. Yeah. Okay, we like that. All right. We got X's and O's here. Let's throw in some more X's and pluses. I kind of like just doing that. You can also draw with it, and then you can like activate it with paint or like water, except there was paint on this brush. Okay. It's fine. Okay. I like how this page is looking. I want more things on it. Should we add a little bit of these little flags? With a little bunting at the top. I'm gonna add a little flags here. This washi tape is black and white stripes going in sort of a diagonal, in a diagonal pattern. I'm gonna outline the sheep with it. I'm afraid that I will come through this journal and think this is a tip-in, and I will try to dislodge it from the paper. I know I will do that. So if I put tape on either side of it, I know that that can't be a tip-in. I can't like flip it open, and that's the signal I will give to myself, future self. Okay, what's going on here? I kind of feel like, let's get some hearts down. Ooh, yeah, it's pale pink, but it's definitely like visible, right? Okay, okay, okay. Let's get the gold and let's make more circles. Okay. Oh, and then what do I want to do? I think I can make this happen actually. Oh, I kind of like that. That kind of gray with that pale pink seems to echo what's going on here with the pale pink and then the grayish stamp. Okay, okay. We're feeling this. All right. Oh, I'm gonna put that up there. Yep. And I'm gonna cover some of those hearts that I made. Do we worry about it? No, we don't. We're not gonna worry about it. Do I want one more thing here? Just a little guy, right? Just a little one. Just to be like, because I think sets of 3s look good. And also it just sort of, you know, you got that like S-shape thing going, which looks really nice compositionally. Hey, I did take art classes. What if I cut out, I feel like there needs to be something here. Maybe I can just do a big old journal spot. I'm just gonna cut out a very strange shape. That kind of, you know, organic shape. All right. And then I'm going to put it, maybe it's too big. Okay, I'm gonna put it here, and then whatever I write in here can be something surprising. Therefore, surprise cat. Okay. That looks better. Okay. All right. And then down here I can like stamp the date, or I have a little room for pictures or something like that. I'm not going to plan that out. I'm just going to let it be. Okay, so happy here, happy here. This, let's see, I feel like it just needs a little bit more of a focal point. That washi's not going to get a focal point. It's going to add a little bit of embellishment. Okay, well, it actually does provide some focus because it's darker. It's darker in value than the others. Ooh, look what I found. That's cool. I mean, that obviously doesn't belong there. It's not a thing. But I wonder if it could be a thing somewhere else. Would you like to go here? No, I think it might want to go here, maybe along the top. Where's my scissors? So if I can manage to cut a straight line, and I just sort of use that to decorate the top, I think that could be cool. And then I think I have to do the bottom too. Almost frame it, you know, like a top and bottom. Okay. intentionally rip it sort of unevenly, and then I'm going to glue that there. Cool, I kind of like that. All right. All right. I think I'm going to do one more thing and then call it for today. I'm just gonna leave that as is. I kind of love it that way. And this I don't really have ideas for right now, so we're just going to sort of leave it. But I think I'm gonna get out my fodder keeper, and I'm going to see if anybody needs some focal points. Like, who would like this leaf, this mushroom? Oh my gosh, my fodder keeper's like falling apart. Don't fall apart, keeper. Ooh, okay, yeah, this guy. All right, so I picked out 3 randoms. Oh, okay, well, that's fortunate. I really like that there, don't you? Okay, let me get out my, this is thicker paper, so I'm gonna, so I'm gonna use my thicker glue. Put it on my hand, okay. All right. I'm not gonna worry about this blank space, because I'm gonna try to be better about printing out photos and adding them to my journal pages, so I want to like leave room for that. What do we want to do with this? It's too similar. Too similar. Apparently I really like that purple. Oh, that's kind of nice there. That wants to go here, doesn't it? It wants to just sort of, yeah, that'll help tie this together, because I was worried about how I'm gonna do those, you know, because there's like 4 random patches, which actually kind of, you know, would look fine once I start writing in it, but this sort of ties it together, and I can maybe like write the date up there. Okay, good. And then we got one more little guy. Oh, I think I really wanted to go here. What do you think? Here or here? Back there, right? Here, okay, yeah. Sorry if that's not what you said. I do have to do what's right for me. There. And here's the thing, it's not like it says it's permanent glue, but I can like unpeel that and put it somewhere else if I really, really hate it, or glue something on top of it. Okay, so let's do a quick review of what we did. We started with blank from here all the way onward. We used the background paint here, stamped, foddered, drew on this page. We watercolored this, stamped, drew with the crayons, put this little journaling spot on, incorporated the cat looking at it. This is green and ochre and more stamping, pieces of fodder, some washi. This flimsy piece of paper was dealt with a hedgehog card and a piece of, you know, like a to-do list. Little sheepies were stapled on here, and then a yarn tag made into a journal tab. And then this page was watercolored. We did this fodder, stamp, this watercolor fodder here and some washi. This was watercolor pieces of fodder that, these are my watercolor fodder journaling papers that you can actually, there's a video for it. And then some drawing, some doodling, mark making. This is just beautiful chaos, a piece of fodder and some paint and some Stabilo Woody markings. I left that as is because I think I might want to actually try to do this puzzle. Some watercolor flowers here that ended up becoming really pretty by accident. And then pieces of fodder here on some plain watercolor, and then fodder ripped and placed in random places, and then this watercolor fodder here. Same here with a printable and a sticker that was there before, and then this is watercolor that's been sort of splattered, and then fodder up here and here, dictionary fodder, and this is a leaf fodder that I made as well. There, that's pretty good. Now, if I feel like journaling, like later today or tomorrow or whenever, I can just open up to the first available page and start writing. And I can glue pictures down or whatever happens to come into my life at that moment. I hope you enjoyed watching this very talkative stream of consciousness session of decorating my journal pages. I hope it was helpful, or at least enjoyable or relaxing for you. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Don't forget to play. Don't forget to give yourself that space and time to play like you did when you were a child. Take care, everybody.